the continuing to focus in kind of around palliative care, hospice care, post-acute, or what are some of the other areas that you see? I would say continued focus on the health plan side in terms of innovation and potential partnership with vendors.
Where do I see it going?
Yeah.
So my bet is that there's still so much greenfield left. We see these big plays, but when you look at the total populations that are still unmanaged, there's just so much to be done. So you see the big plans, Humana with its post-acute and long-term care play, United with Optum, Anthem, and now has CareMore and Aspire, and Cigna has basically said it doesn't want to own and deploy resources, and then all the other regional and smaller plans need to make their play. I still think we're in the phase of these things continuing to grow and take market share. It's not like we're not even near leveling out yet, because the industry is still so much tied to fee-for-service, and we still have these huge incumbent healthcare systems and provider groups that just haven't moved, still whole markets that still could benefit from this stuff, tons of them. So it's just this play and this process of largely the plans, unless there's a health system that is at the leadership wherewithal to move towards value, the plan's still trying to find ways to tactfully move these out. And there's some plans that still have, legacy leadership that have grown up over the past 30 years and don't know what this stuff is. So it's still going to take longer for those markets to be reached. I think you're starting to see a maturity in the types of models out there too. So, Aspire was end of life and ultra high risk advanced illness care. Landmark is just top high risk, 5% of patients kind of care. There could be other lookalikes for sure. Those can't be the only players in this space. So I do think there's room for lookalikes. I think also you'd see more, ChenMeds and IORAs and Forwards and other primary care models popping up, because again, there's still so much greenfield for this space. So if anything, it's not like there's uncharted patient categories. There may be areas where we see like more advancements in ESRD and kidney care. I think it's ripe for the DaVitas and Fresenius to be dethroned at some point. They can't all be just going to chairs for their dialysis. I think there are probably a couple of other specialties where, as value-based care pushes forward, we'll see carve-outs and advancements in best care and quality. But again, there's still so much greenfield for the models in place today. It's kind of a race to get there first. That's just my take.
That is actually incredibly helpful in how you sort of framed it around sort of your big players like your Humanas and Aetnas and that kind of thing, doing some really different innovative things in terms of buying whole companies and that kind of thing. And that's sort of Humana's model. They call it their sort of innovation center, but they invest and then outright purchase in order to sort of add it as part of their thing. And then obviously the Optum Uniteds of the world have been working on sort of this transformation to become health plan provider for a while. Exactly. So do you think that, thinking of the marketplace, because you talked about sort of the green space, do you think that the green space is more prevalent in any particular market segment, like more of the regional plans, smaller plans like under 2 million lives and below, or do you think it is divided by geography, like the plans that are servicing more of the middle of the country versus the coast? Like, where do you think a lot of that green space exists?
I do think it's more geography based. So first off, rural healthcare is not benefiting from the value-based care revolution, right? I mean, there aren't, tell me a rural value-based care model